Hey everybody, Seven here, and thank you so much for joining me in Freebie Fridays. I got another interesting one here. It's not quite hack and slash, it's not quite shooter bullet hell. It's a bit of an adventure-y, kind of puzzly element. Very interesting game. So the first thing you're going to notice right off the bat is the soundtrack is absolutely killer in this. And they really lean into it with the aesthetics and the level designer. So I've got this little hookshot thing that gets me across these, unjumpable gaps. And you link onto music notes, which just really fascinated me. So it's pretty decent on the combat. Everything really operates really well. Got a little pistol thing. It is full controller support. And this time when it says full controller support, they really meant full controller support. So I skipped out all the tutorial because I'm trying to refine how I want to do these Freebie Fridays videos. And look, the checkpoints are these little jukeboxes, the old school jukeboxes, and a little record pops out above it, which I just thought that was super cool. So they really leaned into music is going to be sort of the focus of this game, and it's neat. But I was trying to revamp how I was doing the freebies, and I was like, I think I want to just jump right straight into the action just to see, showcase the game off and get people to try to see if they're interested in picking this one up, because it is free. So the only thing I really did was I just skipped over the tutorial so that I could get all the tools, because you don't start with every tool. The hookshot thing I had to pick up. So the game's called Cat-aclysm, an obvious play on words on, Cat-aclysm. And you seem so far to be the only actual human in this place. All the townsfolk that are in this, music-themed city, because you see, like, even the windows and stuff like that are, speaker-oriented and stuff. It seems like there's this big bad of a little chihuahua, and that's somehow what the cats are fighting against. But why you're the one that's doing the fighting, I just have no idea. But yeah, it's cats versus dogs, essentially. Alright, where is this taking me? Oh, okay. It's neat. I've already experienced a good chunk of, like, backtracking through previous areas, and then, you throw a switch and some things change up. These cool little collectibles going around, too. And it's those little collectibles that seem to tell the story, because the intro, which I didn't show, because I was hoping that people would actually pick this up and play it for themselves. The intro has no dialogue, nothing even written, no speech. It's just still images. So you're kind of left to figure out the story yourself through these collectibles. So I've got a couple of them here. And with it being called Cat-aclysm, I was expecting it to be the story of the cats, but it's the story of this ugly dog. So I think it's the villain origin story. So it's sort of telling the story of the evil dog and I guess how that became evil. I don't know. I'm going to have to keep a sharp eye for the collectibles and see what happens. But so far, the music has been absolutely killer. I mean, that's the visuals are great. It's got this really cool cel-shaded animated kind of thing. It almost a little Borderlands-esque, I think. Except that with Borderlands, that was obviously a first person. There's no real camera control. The right stick, all that really is doing is adjusting the aim for, your little pistol thing and your hookshot looking thing. So there's no camera control. You're just in this 3/4 view. But so far, I've actually had no issues with camera control. I've never said, oh, I wish I could rotate the camera or been stuck or anything. Oh boy. Ooh, you're a new enemy. Uh-oh. My pistol. One thing that did take a little getting used to was the lack of a jump button. Like, I was really expecting... Oh, we get this now. Oh, okay, we're gonna have some puzzle stuff, aren't we? Okay, so you hover over it, and that's how it targets multiple stuff. Okay, I dig. Yeah, I'm thinking for combat, I'm still preferring my pistol. Although I am hoping to get some kind of cooldown adjustment to that. Yeah, because when it overheats like that, it's got a little bar in the upper left there. When it overheats, you do feel kind of sunk. I also love how like the little teleporters are also these old 80s Walkman style, and you like digitize through the wire. But yeah, it was a bit of an adjustment having no jump. Wait, what? All right, hook shot at the ready. There we go. Man, this music is just... The soundtrack for this thing is just crazy good. I have no idea what those blue things are that I'm picking up, but they're making happy sounds, so they're probably something good. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that. As for the story, usually I like to do a little exposition and a little intro on that, like what the backstory is. I don't have a whole lot of info just yet. I have no idea who she is. I don't know why she's fighting on behalf of the cats, or why the cats and dogs are fighting, but I don't know. The only parts of that story that I've been able to find, like I said, were with those cassette tapes that I've been picking up. Now, I wonder if there's any sort of reason or significance for some of them pulsing and some of them not. Even the hot dog stand has speakers on it. Like they really did lean into making an amazing soundtrack and then making the audio like even part of the visual design, which it's just a neat idea to me. And as you can see, it's not one of the music time oriented ones where you have to nothing on this guy. Like it's not one of the timed ones where you have to jump to the beat, shoot to the beat, move to the beat, Oops. So it's cool to see that they had all this music-oriented stuff simply as a design choice, not as like a requirement of the game. Uh-oh. I'm getting my crap kicked. These crosswalks kill me though. They're piano keyboards. That's just every design choice that went into this really took thought. I'll get a little backstory tape back there, but another thing that I like to do with the Freebie Fridays is I like to save stuff for you to get yourself. Yeah, I never do a full playthrough, never do the full story, Closed for apocalypse, eh? Well, I suppose it's a decent enough reason. Oh, no. Here I was going to say, I'm sure... Good. Anyway, I was just about to say that, I'm sure there's going to be boss fights along here somewhere. So I was thinking, like, when to cut and when to end it. I'm thinking shortly after the first boss fight would be a good idea. Oh boy, this guy's got quite a bit. Uh-oh. Oh, that's not good. Alright, so it's not bad if you have a good handle on your tools. Catacino. Okay. That's neat. I like that camera shift. Yeah, the whole thing is forced perspective, but they did the forced perspective intelligently, so it doesn't look bad. Wait a minute. I'm looking at two ways to go here. Alright, so what was the point of this then? Oh, I see. Alright, so there's a little phone line to jump through then. Well, then that makes this game seem like it's going to be loaded with secrets. Yeah, so as you can tell, I already missed one, and I missed the very first one, so... Not sure how I did that. Usually the first couple are the ones that they're beating you over the head with, so... I missed the very first one somehow. Oh, there we are. So, are you the one that's going to get me... You're not. Oh, what is this, though? Ooh. Alright, now we got some power. Yeah, and then there's the the Chihuahua, I guess he is. He's some sort of evil mastermind overlord that I guess collect tapes and find out why. Here we go. Well, I accidentally found the little secret bonus, but I don't know quite where to go right now. Oh, duh. The level design, the way that it loops back around itself, kind of the way that a town or a city would, but it still makes it linear without feeling linear. Really intelligently designed. Okay, so we've got a tank. Oh, wait a minute, why is he called Cat-aclysm? I thought he was a Chihuahua. Oh, jeez. I do like that we've got some really traditional tropes of, boss recognition or pattern recognition for boss fights. That is a very cool touch that, it does have a lot of just throwback. Like, it's got a lot of throwback to, older Super Nintendo type feel games to it, which I really, really love. And you know what? That seems like a perfect place to end it. So let's jump over to the Steam page as I usually do, and we'll check out the developers. It's another college one, and that was mentioned actually in some of the Steam reviews, and it was just neat to see that people were recognizing that. So, developer DigiPen Europe Bilbao, and it's a college, DigiPen Institute of Technology. And what some of the commenters were saying was, this was apparently made by a bunch of students in a single semester, just playing around and experimenting. So this one does at least have a few other games, and I have a feeling I'm probably going to be jumping into a couple more of these. This college apparently has a pretty long line of some very cool looking games, very well polished looking games as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to jumping into more of what these guys have. Yeah, and the only thing that the genre thing says is action, adventure, and free to play, and all three of which are very true. Now, I often like to go down to what the system requirements are. This right here can get very intimidating for a lot of people. 16 is a pretty big number, and in fact, I think that's the max out of what I have in my system, but I was just running it with a recording software, mic software, a whole bunch of other things to actually create a video, and it ran that absolutely flawlessly. It seemed like it had 60 FPS the entire time, and it was on completely maxed out settings. So I'm sure a much lower system, if you wanted to drop down some of the resolution or something, that was still at 1080p, which most of the games that I play, even just by myself, not for a video, aren't fully up to 1080p. I usually play in the 960 or something like that. The specs look really bad, but I'm sure that they're not as required as what's being listed here. So that's Cat-aclysm. I'd be very interested to hear what you think. Very interested if you have already picked this up, or if you're thinking about picking it up, what you thought about the game. And thank you so much for joining me in Freebie Fridays, and hope to see you in the next one. This is 7. Bye.